on, guys? Back up here for the second part of my Wednesday Night Wars. As I think as of now we are nearing the end of the Wednesday Night Wars. As NXT is still rumored to be moving to Tuesday nights starting April 13th. See how that goes. But until then, guys, what is going on? This is the Club of the Man 1993, and we are here live for my live review of this week's episode of NXT. The March 24th edition of NXT, and took place, as always, at the Capitol Wrestling Center. And overall, a very back and forth show I thought this was. There was some stuff I thought that was really good, and some stuff that I'm like, what the hell? Like, a not as consistent show, which has resulted in the grade that I gave it. I loved the ending segment. Loved that ending segment to hype up the unsanctioned match between Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole, which, for crying out loud, Kyle O'Reilly tried to run over Adam Cole last week. Of course, you're going to make this match unsanctioned, because NXT does not want to be held responsible for what these guys are going to do. Just some stuff that just bothered me also, that we'll get to it. So, a back and forth decent show. A mixed bag of results type of show. Some things I liked, some things I did not like, as this was the second to last episode of NXT before NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver, which will be a 2-night special, April 7th and April 8th. So next week will be the Go Home show. So I will preview that show next week sometime. So we'll talk about it. Let's roll into it. Thank you for joining me, Tyler, as always. And let's roll with it and talk about the show. So we open up. First, we show Adam Cole arrive at the building as they announced that he's going to be having the contract signing with Kyle O'Reilly to explain the consequences for their match at Stand and Deliver. We opened up with a tag match. It is the champion, Io Shirai, and Zoe Stark taking on Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez. Now, here's my thing. Zoe Stark has a lot of hype. A lot of people are behind her. She's getting a lot of great reactions, a lot of great buzz on social media and everything. But why is Zoe Stark taking a lot of pins? Why are we, keeping her away from the main event scene and building her up? Because she had this match against Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez, which, another question here, why on earth are Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez not going after those women's tag titles again? They're giving them, after they lose the women's tag title match for WWE women's tag titles, out of pity, then they drop them to the people they beat in the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, and now they're not going after the titles again? What the hell? That seems a little odd and a little bit off, if I should say so myself, or if it's just me. And then they have this match here, and Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai win as they pin Zoe Stark. Afterwards, obviously, because that TakeOver Stand and Deliver on night 1, it's going to be Io Shirai versus Raquel Gonzalez for the NXT Women's Championship. So afterwards, Dakota Kai tries distracting Io Shirai, which Io wipes her out. But off the distraction, Raquel Gonzalez then beats down on Io Shirai and throws her back first into the announce table. And I'm just sitting there and I'm just like, I know Raquel's trying. She is trying. I give her credit, I'm interested in her definitely for sure. I think she is talented. Much, much more talented big woman than Nia Jax, for sure. That is for damn sure. They're actually taking their time with Raquel Gonzalez. I just still don't think she's ready yet. I just still don't think she's ready yet. And I just. One, they gave her the pin in the women's War Games match. She's the one who pinned Io Shirai. And then they kind of like just eased back on her for a second. And all of a sudden, boom, full speed ahead again. It was just like, I just don't feel like there's more worthy people. Like, I feel like Raquel Gonzalez and Io Shirai could be a good match, but it feels more like a show to take place on weekly NXT TV. Like, we could have done Io Shirai and Toni Storm on pay-per-view instead of on free TV. I don't know. I'm just... I feel like they're going to give the belt to Raquel, but I just don't feel like she's ready yet. She still feels like she's like some sort of like a backseat driver to Dakota Kai. Like, she doesn't feel like... I mean, yes, she did beat Rhea Ripley in the last woman standing match, but something's just not clicking yet with it. I don't know if it's because, they're still feeling like, Dakota Kai is kind of like, overshadowing her, and Raquel still feels like her muscle. There's no, story of tension here of, Raquel trying to do Dakota or anything. I don't know. It's just, again, I'm intrigued by Raquel, but I'm not that invested in her yet that I feel she should be going after the championship. So I'm still iffy about their match at TakeOver Stand and Deliver. I don't know. Like I said, I just feel like Raquel's not ready yet. So that's my gripe on that. We then have this security footage of Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly brawling in a jiu-jitsu facility. And then O'Reilly's then interviewed afterwards, but Roderick Strong basically wants to, go out there with Kyle O'Reilly and kick Adam Cole's ass. But then Kyle's like, whoa, dude, I'm sorry, but this time there's no us. There's no we. It's just between him and Adam. And then Strong is like, you and Adam can just go straight to hell. And then, so I don't know what that's all about, or, I guess, Roddy does not, Kyle wants to keep it between him and Adam, so I don't know how Roddy's going to get involved. Roddy probably going to get involved at some point. Or, Bobby Fish, whenever he comes back. We still don't know what he thinks about this whole thing, but we'll see. Jordan Devlin is pissed off to the promo. Basically, he's talking about, how he has to face Kushida. He's going to make an example out of Santos Escobar, though, before NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver, as they're going to have the Cruiserweight Championship match for, the Undisputed, who is the real Cruiserweight Champion, no more of this two Cruiserweight Champion stuff. Then we have Bronson Reed versus LA Knight. And to my surprise, LA Knight lost. Which I was like, Like, he just got here. It's only his second match. He comes off a victory against, a no-name, or, whoever it was. I can't remember who it was that he faced before. But then he immediately loses his second match to Bronson Reed. And I like Bronson Reed, but I felt like that's like, if you're going to, the baby step momentum to, get him over, Bronson Reed was the right type of opponent with, with the star power and the level he's on to put over LA Knight. But instead, LA Knight puts him over. And then later in the show, you got LA Knight cutting a promo about how he's in the hunt for the NXT North American Championship. And he's acting like he's entitled to be there. But I was like, dude, you're 1-1. Like, why are you getting a title shot already? Like I said, he may not need that type of a booking since people already know him and I still know him as well. But I found myself a little confused by that. I'm just like, why is he already losing, and he's losing to a guy like Bronson Reed? Like I said again, no offense to Bronson Reed. Like I do like Bronson Reed. Was it really the right time to have him, lose to Bronson Reed though? I had me confused. So we had that, and then it was also announced that Danny Burch separated his shoulder, very similar to how Karrion Kross did it when he first won the NXT title against Keith Lee, but then had to relinquish it the next episode of NXT. And he's going to be out for about 6 months apparently, which sucks. So they stripped Lockett and Burch of the tag titles, and we're going to have a triple threat match with MSK, Grizzled Young Veterans, and Legado del Fantasma. Very randomly put together, even though I find it weird. Again, I love Grizzled Young Veterans. I find it weird though that we're having MSK have to yet again beat the people they beat in the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. Yet they have to have their tag title match to get the tag titles against Grizzled Young Veterans. You know what I mean? Like it's weird. I don't know. I would have rather had them do some type of other, like a qualifying match or something like that. I don't know. Like I said, I just found it weird to just threw it together, and MSK, who have still not got that tag title shot yet, they have to beat the team they basically already beat to get the title shot. They now have to beat them again to win the tag titles. So I don't know. That's just weird. We have Karrion Kross then defeat Oney Lorcan. Afterwards, he cuts a promo where he talks about he wants to address Balor's actions. He appreciates, though, he was giving respect to a man who didn't appreciate it at all, who didn't deserve it. And then, despite the fact that Balor's a champion, when he basically he was just trying to get into the head of Balor. Balor comes out. It has this segment basically. He was teasing something about demons. And how, again, I thought at first when he said that he was going to be teasing bringing back, the Demon King. I'm sorry, the Demon Finn Balor, not Demon King, because that's a main roster thing. The Demon Finn Balor. I felt like he was starting to tease. But then he more so told a story about how he basically think Karrion Kross, doesn't embrace his emotions, can't control them. He mentions how Finn Balor has demons. But obviously making, a story of how he's not come out as a demon anymore is because he has controlled his demons. So, basically he's going to drag Kross into the cold, deep water with no emotions, and he's going to drown him. So that's that hype of that match. Yeah, I thought when they said that they were going to tease Demon Finn Balor versus Karrion Kross, but I don't know, like I said, the booking, last week, the way they had Kross beat down on Balor was sick. That was the Karrion Kross that I was becoming a fan of last summer. This Karrion Kross, though, he still looks like that softer side to him. And I'm not digging it. I don't know, it's just, it feels off. It feels random. It's just, Kross should be, taking it easy, having a soft side to him. He needs to have that aggressive side he once had. So, I don't know. We'll see how the match goes still, a TakeOver Stand and Deliver. But like I said, I'm just still a little confused by all this. So then we have Regal getting ready to announce who Johnny Gargano is going to face for the North American Championship at Stand and Deliver. He announces, though, on night one, well, now I think next week it is, there's going to be a 12-man battle royale. And the final 6 participants will qualify for the Gauntlet Eliminator on night one. And whoever wins, and I guess the order in which those will appear in, they're going to have, basically, it's like a battle royale with someone, or like a casino battle royale with someone like that, for the Gauntlet Eliminator. Except there's going to be pinfall and submissions. And then the winner will go on to face Gargano for night 2 at Stand and Deliver. My thing, though, is Why are we doing a 12-man battle royale to determine the spots if half of them are going to be in it anyways? I don't know. I was thrown off by that as well too. Like why? Like what's the point of this battle royale? Why not just have the eliminator instead of the battle royale and just go from there? I don't know. It just it's a weird booking decision. It doesn't really make much sense. Walter then defeated Drake Maverick. Afterwards, Tommaso Ciampa comes out and he mentions how he mentions that Walter intrigues him that he said a few weeks ago, but he actually misspoke. He points to the NXT UK Championship and says that intrigues me, and basically challenged him to a match at Takeover Stand and Deliver. There was a beatdown involved, but during the beatdown, Walter accepts the challenge, even though apparently what I'm seeing is so that's gonna be on night 1, which is April 7th. On April 8th, I believe it is, there's this thing called NXT UK Prelude where I heard where Walter's going to be defending the title against Rampage Brown. So I'm like, the match with Ciampa and Walter's awesome, but if the title's going to be on the line, you really think they're going to have Tommaso Ciampa show up at NXT UK Prelude and fight Rampage next day? So I'm excited about the match, but felt that they should have at least maybe had NXT UK Prelude the Thursday before, or I don't know. Very weird booking choice for sure. So we got that. Johnny, of course, barged in the offices and he's complaining, wah 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 wah. Why are you doing this to me? Why are you doing this to me? And Regal's like, if you're Johnny Takeover, it shouldn't be a problem. And he's upset. You know me, I'm done. I'm just done with this Johnny Gargano heel run. I hate it. I hate Gargano as a heel. And then Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart defeated the tag titles against Aaliyah and Mercedes Martinez. Supposed to be Aaliyah and Jessie Camilla, but then she wasn't able to compete, so instead Robert Stone brought back Mercedes Martinez into his group. But yeah, they still lost because, of course, Aaliyah just eats pins, and I've given up on Aaliyah. Even though I was interested in her a few years ago, I've given up on her. The women's tag titles win, and then that was just pointless. Then Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae, I guess, challenged for the women's tag titles. Guess they'll be the ones that are going to fight them at Takeover Stand and Deliver. I can't remember. Jordan Devlin then had his match with Kushida, non-title match. The Legado del Fantasma got involved in it. Eventually, Jordan Devlin would win the match, but after the match, though, with Kushida got involved and attacked Raul Mendoza and Joaquin Wilde since they got involved in the match and caused him to lose. Meanwhile, Santos Escobar gets face to face and they're exchanging words before, of all people, to randomly show up. Here came Shawn Michaels, the Heartbreak Kid. He came out and did nothing but just pulled out a ladder and threw it into the ring. And just pushed that idea on them. That's happening. The Cruiserweight Championship Unification match. The winner for the Undisputed Cruiserweight Championship is going to be a ladder match, which I'm actually very intrigued by that. I'm actually very excited to see what they do with that match with got distracted there, sorry. Jeez, I got trying to thought. Oh yeah, sorry, ladder match. Yeah, I'm actually thought that was a nice touch. So that'll be cool. We'll see what happens with that though. I'm still kind of hoping Devlin retains. Again, Escobar has done fine, but Devlin definitely deserved. I mean, again, I'm a fan of Jordan Devlin, so I definitely hope he retains and he gets to have an actual run with the Cruiserweight title that he didn't really get to have since NXT UK was off the air for 6 months. So we'll see how that goes. That match goes at Takeover Stand and Deliver. And then finally, we have the ending segment. Basically, the contract signing between Adam Cole, Bebe, and Kyle O'Reilly, as they're going to be having an unsanctioned match at NXT Takeover Stand and Deliver. This is gonna it's, Regal mentions how, this has gone out of hand, to the point that you've got the police involved. The bloody police. He's making this unsanctioned. One, because because how far this has gone. Two, because Kyle O'Reilly is not medically cleared to compete. And also, things have just gotten so out of control that they don't want to have them embarrass the company. So NXT is not going to be responsible for anything that happens to the both of them in this match. So Adam Cole gets the microphone, and he says, "I want to tell you a little story. Imagine you were born blind and could not see. Then one day you wake up and you see everything." He didn't realize. He realized at one point that he didn't need the Undisputed Era anymore. He felt that the Undisputed Era was starting to hold him back. And who made him realize that was Kyle O'Reilly. He bought into this BS that it was about brotherhood. It was never about that at all. He watched Kyle challenge for a title twice and then fail twice. Then he was like, he had tried to then befriend Finn Balor and try to get him to join the Era. And then he realized he's just a sidekick, comfortable about being on the sidelines, and that's not Adam Cole. He is nothing like Kyle O'Reilly. He lost sight of what this was and what the Undisputed Era was. It wasn't about friendship. It was about being the best, and you're looking at the absolute best. Kyle should be thanking him. And he basically says, he wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Adam Cole. The Undisputed Era would not have worked without Adam Cole. He's the one who's in charge, who main events, and the one with the legendary title run. He's the one who sold T-shirts. Anybody in the Undisputed Era is nothing without him. He can't wait to fight a takeover because he already knows who wins. And the world knows who wins, and the one who doesn't know is a pathetic lapdog sitting across the table. Cole then puts the microphone down, signs a contract, and passes it across the table to Kyle, who pounds the pen on the contract and says, "We've known each other for a long time," but he thought we did at least. They were all hungry to take their spots at top where they belong. They didn't care about whose expenses or what was footing the bill. We will forever have heat with the general manager and the whole locker room because of all they did. But throughout all of that, Kyle says he grew up. He began taking some accountability for his actions. No more sneak attacks. No more 4-on-1 beatdowns. No more bullshit. They became better wrestlers, fighters, champion stars, but also they became better people and better human beings. Adam Cole was just the same that walked into the place from 3.5 years ago. Kyle kept forcing himself to truly believe that the last 3 years meant nothing. Because he's forced himself to believe any part of him thinks that he could be cool again and such. But he's not going to do what's necessary for Cole. But he realized now that he had sold his soul for the Undisputed Era, and he wants his own soul back. He calls Cole an innocent prick who used to be his best friend, and that is so cold, and somehow he's not surprised in the least to tell Cole not one single person is going to be surprised after he beats him at Stand and Deliver. And for the first time in 4 years, he's going to sleep like a baby. And then he signs a contract. Basically, Cole just says, "Attaboy, Kyle, go ahead, sign that death warrant." But then O'Reilly signs and throws the pen back at Cole, and then Cole knocks the table out of the way, and both of them are screaming at each other as they go off the air. Ooh boy, the goosebumps, the tension I am feeling off of this, make me feel like how I did going into Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano. Again, there may still be some things that are not complete with NXT right now that are still off. But this Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole, oh my goodness, this is money. Again, I have the same excitement for that match that I did for whenever Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa had their first match at NXT TakeOver New Orleans. Wow, 3 years ago already. Jeez. It's crazy to think about. But yeah, that match is going to be awesome. And quite frankly, that's your main event night too. Well, technically, probably Balor and Cross will. But Cole and O'Reilly, being unsanctioned, it's got a main event. One, it's technically not part of the show. And two, nothing's going to beat that. Nothing is going to outdo that match whatsoever. And I cannot wait to see that. That is going to be an awesome match. And that being said, guys, that's my review of NXT. I gave it a C+. I don't know, like I said, there was some stuff I liked, some stuff I didn't. Very back and forth mixed bag. So I gave it a C+. Check the live chat here. Tyler again. He also asked, why is WWE doing a 2-night show all the time? I don't know. I still don't feel NXT TakeOver Stand Deliver should be a 2-night show. There really is no point behind it. But what do I know? But let's go into it, guys. Again, I came up here twice tonight live. I'm going to try to come here again tomorrow night for my SmackDown review. I know I said Harry Potter Let's Play is going to come back this week. I don't know if I'm going to get to do it this week. But they are going to be back, like, very shortly. It's just been crazy, busy, exhausting week. With the holidays coming up, you know, we'll see what happens. But Harry Potter Let's Plays are on their way back for sure. So guys, once again, what are your thoughts on NXT? Give it a C+. Leave your thoughts down in the comments section below. Be sure to always just slap a like on the video and subscribe for more content on my channel. Follow me on Twitter at DemandAirboy93. And until then, guys, I'm checking out. Have a great night. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good Friday. Have a good rest of your week. And I'll see you all later. Peace out, everybody.